And your practice, make it your own. If you want to maybe set up a diffuser, put some essential oils, burn palo santo or smudging, go ahead and do that. So the intention for this practice, this session this morning, is to unwind the hips, to release any sort of tension, resistance that we might find there. And normally through a yan or hatha vinyasa yoga session, what happens is that the postures are hold like around for 30 seconds, more or less, each posture. And in a yin practice, what we do is that we hold the postures for longer periods of time, like around 2 to 6 minutes each posture. So we'll be working for around those periods of times each posture. And the intention is also when we do yin is to let go from any sort of tension, and not just in a muscular level, but really from the fascia. So I'll be talking you about this throughout we do the session. So first of all, as you come to a comfortable seated position, lengthening through your spine. This practice is for all levels. Everybody's welcome, and I'll give a lot of options for everyone on this session, all right? So just coming to connect with yourself, noticing your breath, observing the sensations in your body, your mind. Just trying to connect with your breath, observing the fluctuation of your mind, of your thoughts. Setting an intention for this session, giving intention for something that is needed in your life. Maybe you can send all of the energy that will generate throughout these minutes of movement towards a project, or it's towards someone that you love and that needs this energy at this moment. Or maybe it is just the word of something that you want to cultivate in your life. Independently of what it is, just think of something that's free of ego and that's beneficial for you and for other beings at the same time. Something that resonates within your heart, within your soul. As you inhale, lift your arms up. Towards your mouth, towards your heart space. Bringing the palms of your hands towards your laps and open up your eyes. So we're gonna get started by folding the blanket into, maybe I'm just gonna fold it one more time. Into four, and just bringing the knees to the blanket. And it is okay if your ankles hang outside of the blanket. There's no problem with that. So just observing here the sensations and holding it here for a minute, for a moment, just to become aware of your body, of how it feels this morning, whether it's filled with energy. If you're feeling a bit tired from the week, it's also okay, not being hard on yourself. Just observing, becoming aware. If you have tightness in some part of your body stored more than others, then observe that, become aware of it as well. And very slowly start bringing your hands to the side of your body. And as you inhale, You're gonna transfer the weight towards with your hands next to your body. You can put some weight on your hands and lift the knees off the ground. And you're gonna transfer the weight on your heels. So that way you'll feel it, how your ankles stretch also. And it's a really nice and good stretch for your ankles, so, and for pointing toes. So just shifting the weight backwards and forward and backwards and forward. Right there where you are, we're gonna do a bit of cat-cow pose before we start with a long hold of each posture. So as you inhale, think about cow pose, bring your shoulder blades together. And as you exhale, round your spine, look towards your belly. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And release. And go ahead and highlight just having that support with the blanket. So extend your blanket. We're going to be playing around with the blanket a lot today throughout the practice. So come to a seated position. We're going to go into butterfly pose. So tend here, think more of creating a diamond with your legs rather than bringing your feet too close towards your hips, towards your pelvis. So rather think of creating a diamond here. And now, as you exhale, start forward folding, walking your hands forward. Breathing in, we're gonna hold it here for a while. So also if you need a prop or like the pillow or bolster to bring your forearms, or just keep your hands or your forehead resting on it, just go ahead and do it. I'm gonna hold it here for a little bit. Another option is to put that bolster or pillow underneath I'm gonna sit sideways so you can see what happens with the knees, but to keep your feet on the bolster, and that way you'll feel it a little bit more deeper on your hips. It's more of a stretch, so there are some people that prefer it this way. So go ahead and find what suits you best, making this practice your own, and we're going to start holding it here for a while. If you want to go ahead and play music, it's a little bit late because we already started, but if you want to play some music, perhaps you're already doing it, and that's great. Think of lengthening through your spine. Very gentle, not really pushing it. And many common mistakes on yin classes is that students, and I'll include with this myself because I'm also a student. We're always students in life. So it is that we tend sometimes to find a position or a stretch in the position that we're at that's like too deep to hold long enough, or maybe not so deep that you won't feel anything. So it's that balance that you need to find, and using the props as much as you can in order to get through the 2 minutes and just feel it. Just connecting to your breath, visualizing how the muscles in your body, the tendons, the joints are giving in, they're having a really nice stretch here. Making this time like a meditation in movement, observing the mind, taking all the benefits from the yin practice. It's a very challenging form of yoga because you start feeling it halfway through, and it's also that internal conversation that you have with yourself throughout a posture. What does your mind says? What does the posture feels like in your body? So more than really aiming for a perfect form, it's really aiming to hold it there, to have that internal conversation, to be really present. So take this moment, this time to observe your internal conversation. Can you smoothen? Can you soften through it? Can you be kinder with yourself? Breathing in, breathing out. As you inhale, start walking your hands backwards. And very slowly, if you had it on top of a bolster or block, even, bring your feet out of it and bringing your feet together. Start windshield wiping your legs or to one side and towards the other, just to release any sort of pressure on your lower back. And we're gonna come into tabletop all fours. So just keeping the blanket there, maybe you can fold it just a little bit so that you have an extra padding for your knee. I'm just gonna leave it like this actually. All right, so coming into tabletop, all fours, and from here, coming into plank pose, coming into downward facing dog. And from downward facing dog, I'm gonna go ahead and step the right foot in between your hands, dropping the right knee towards the blanket. I'm just gonna leave plugged in towards the ground the right hand and twist, push with your right hand, your right knee away from you, looking above your shoulder. And if it's possible, also here, you might need the bolster or a block maybe to bring some support for your form for what we're gonna do. So extending, rotating, and this is, I'm just gonna turn around face forward so you can see. So in this posture, it is really essential and basic. So since we all have different bone structure and skeletal structure, so it won't be the same for me, the posture of my foot up front. So maybe this feels comfortable for me. Maybe I need to rotate it in order for it to feel more natural on the hip, on the bone of your hip. So try to notice that, play around with that. Try to like bringing your toes pointing forward, maybe a little bit outwards. Notice what works for you best. Do any accommodations that you need. Start breathing. Holding it here. The reason why we need the blanket is to feel that support on the knee. So we hold it in here. And release. Plug the palms of your hands. Very slowly moving the right leg behind you, coming to all fours. Just like moving, doing some circles with the right leg towards one side and to the other side. Noticing the sensations of one side of your body and the other one. And coming back to downward facing dog. And as you exhale, step the left leg, this time in between your hands. Dropping the right knee right in front of you. Same here. So try playing around with your toes, pointing towards one side to the other side. Starting to find that posture if you need your props, your blocks, or bolster for support for your left forearm, then go ahead and do that. And start pushing the left knee away from you as you twist very gently, remembering to find that comfort within discomfort. You'll notice that one side is different from the other. Maybe you'll find a little bit of more resistance on one side, a little bit of more tension. And as you exhale, come back very slowly, sliding the left foot behind you. Doing some circles. The leg towards one side, the other side. You go really fast through a child's pose, bringing the forehead towards the ground. Bringing the arms behind you. Just relieve some tension from your shoulders. And as you inhale, push the ground away from you. And we're gonna go ahead now and do a variation also here for like the grasshopper. So coming to all fours once again, plank pose, and this time we're gonna step the right foot as far as you can forward, bringing the knee back again towards the ground, and then here you'll feel it a little bit more on your hamstring. So you're gonna stay here. You can go ahead and bring your forearms towards the ground. If this doesn't feel enough for you and you know that you can go ahead by remembering that what we're doing here is working on keeping and holding the posture for as long as you can. So actually I'm just gonna hold on, bring the bolster. Got my other bolster for this option. So basically here what we want is to hold it for a long period of time. So I'm just gonna put my bolster here sideways. So, and maybe if you have blocks for your forearms so it feels comfortable enough to slide the leg, have some support, and have some support also on your forearms. And this is just if you have the openness on your hips for your split. And if not, then just stay forearms on the block and with the leg forward, all right? So find your variation of it. And in this form of yoga, yin, basically the muscles, all the muscles in your bodies, they have the fascia. That's like this plastic wrap around all the muscles. It's like a gel thing. And it's the best way to describe it for you, not scientifically. But basically what it does is that recovers all the muscles. So the muscle, it's not that the muscles don't have the flexibility, but sometimes that fascia like tightens. And so when we do yin and we hold it for longer periods of time, that it'll start to like spread, become softer, and allowing for your muscles to become more flexible and have that flexibility to lengthen, to extend, to expand. And very slowly start sliding the right foot behind you. Coming to a fours once again, just rolling little circles with the leg towards one side and to the other side. I'm going to go ahead and go for the other side of your leg. So just find each whatever variation you had on the other side. Finding your props. So you're do needing a lot of props for this yin practice. I love yin practice for that reason too. I love using props. It's like so I feel so supported. My body feels really nice. It's like keeping these postures for a longer periods of time. So we're gonna go ahead into a fourth tabletop, and as you exhale, step the left foot forward into the as far as you can in front of your mat, and you can go ahead and stay here and bring your forearms towards the ground. Or start sliding that leg forward. If you have the openness, try to come to your split. Hold it here. Notice how one side is more flexible than the other. Visualize your fascia expanding, spreading. As you inhale, very slowly start sliding the left foot behind you. Coming to a fours and just rolling that leg towards one side, to the other side, doing little circles. And release. I'm going to go ahead and I'll give two options for this last posture that we're going to do. So first option is to go ahead into frog pose. Second option is to go into straddle. So that depends on your openness as well, and how comfortable you feel enough to hold it for a while. So if you choose frog pose, start opening here from your hips, sliding them. And since we have the blanket, then it will be nicer for your hips and coming maybe towards your forearms. Also, since we have the bolster, you can bring the bolster right underneath your chest and stay here. Today I'll do this one. If you want to do your straddle, and I'm just going to show you the other option. It's to straddle and maybe sitting on the blanket, open up your legs and start coming forward. So whatever feels more suitable for you today, pick that option. Remember, this is to hold it for a long time, to just open and release the inner thighs. So even if you can come down all the way to bring your chest flat towards the ground on the straddle, And that's okay too. So find whatever feels more comfortable for you. I'll do frog pose today. That's what my body's asking for me to do. It feels more comfortable. As you inhale, lift very slowly. There's not really a pretty way to coming out of this posture, so you can just extend your knees behind you, and as you inhale, come all the way back to um, sitting position. And we're gonna go ahead and start getting ready for our Shavasana, the open hips that we already have. And so I want to extend my blanket. I'll give options for this Shavasana today. So um, set my blanket to have an extra support there on my lower back, on my sacrum. I'll extend the pillow, bring my feet together, doing that diamond butterfly, and just having some support with the pillow on my lower back, feet together, hands open towards the ceiling. And if you feel it's too much already for your hips and you just want to do this Shavasana with extended legs, go ahead and do so. So you might find this like a little bit intense on your lower back, then go ahead and just extend your knees. So whatever feels more comfortable for you. Feel the gravity pulling you towards the earth. Feel the heaviness of your legs, heaviness on your back, your arms on the ground. Just melting, becoming one with the universe, being grounded, supported, aligned, being anchored, strong, and just observing the mind, observing your thoughts. Relaxing the skin of your forehead, letting the tongue float inside your mouth. You can stay like this for as long as you want, making this practice your own. Remember, this is your time. If you feel you need more time on your Shavasana, then go ahead and stay here. And if not, start by wiggling your toes, your fingers, your wrists, and your ankles, and your legs, your arms, and extend above your head. So if someone's pulling you from the tip of your toes all the way from your fingertips. And inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Bring the knees towards your chest and hug them. And as you exhale, sink in towards one side and very slowly start coming all the way back up into a comfortable seated position. Your blanket keeping your eyes closed. Lengthening through your spine, noticing the sensations in your body, in your hips. Noticing if something changed after the practice. Feeling maybe a little bit more released, less tense, or not. And it is okay, whichever situation it is. Now, as you inhale, bring the palms of your hands up to meet above your head. And as you exhale towards your third eye, and towards your lips, and towards your heart space. The love and light in me recognizes and sees the love and light in you. From my heart to yours, namaste. I wish you a very beautiful Saturday and weekend, and see you next time. Bye.